Hey everyone, Dave here. Welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. In this video, finally, we're continuing to talk about faction wars. I was trying to release the videos just in the day where the faction would open, so it would be helpful. Probably you'd be looking at it in that day. But if I keep postponing this, I will never record these videos or release them. So I thought, whatever I've recorded, I recorded on my phone. I'll just post the videos there and talk to you about it. And you look at it today, you look at it again when the faction is open, so that's two views instead of one. Great mind, Dave. Okay, yeah. So I got a question on my last video. The question was actually written in Arabic, asking me, "Are you Egyptian?" What I would say is that you have a keen ear for accents, my friend. Yes, I'm from Egypt, I'm Egyptian, but I was delaying, like, you basically stole my thunder because I was planning when we get to 1,000 subs, I'll have a dedicated thank you video to all of my community. And I will tell you a little bit about my background, where I'm from, my story with Raid, and all of that. But there are other parts of the stories. So, yes, yeah, you have a good ear for accents. I'm from Egypt. Yeah. So, which faction we'll be talking about today? We'll be talking about, in my opinion, one of the absolute easiest two factions in Raid that you can beat. Probably it will be the first one that you're going to beat. So first we're going to check the faction, and I'll tell you why I think it's the easiest one. We'll go into the recording, I'll show you the champs and how I did it with budget options, and then we'll go back and check the builds. Okay, so, and the faction is Barbarian. Why I think Barbarian is probably the easiest faction of all to beat first in the game and get your 3-star on level 21 in your road to Lydia. That's because Plarium is giving you guaranteed login champs, free to play, to beat that faction easily without any issues there. We're talking about here? Let's check. So, first, one of the old times favorite, strongest champs in the game, Cell of the Drakes. Cell of the Drakes can, with a proper build, can carry that whole faction on her own. Just put anyone with her, she'll keep reviving and healing them, and you'll get your 3 stars. So, Ceros of Drakes, super strong, OP, a must build for this faction, and of course for other areas in the game, but we're talking specifically about faction wars now. Second champ here, who's also guaranteed, might not be easy to get because you need 6 of your friends to get to level 50 from the referrals, but Kronam, very strong champ, he's also guaranteed long term. But hopefully you'll be beating faction wars, specifically this one earlier. So Kronam, great option there. Of course, Valk is OP. Rorik was Kantra was a fusion, but I think it was too long ago. I think most players watching this video, they were not playing when Kantra was there, and she is very strong here. I'll tell you why. Like, do I need to go through the kits? I'll do so just in a minute. So basically why Cell is so OP. Every time she takes a turn, she puts increased speed and heals someone. She has stuns. CC is really good for faction wars. And she has a single target revive and puts a life protect on them on 4 turn cooldown. She puts decreased speed. She's defense based. My preferred Cell build that I'll show you in a bit is then Relentless, whatever, Immortal, anything keeping her regen, anything keeping her healthy is good. Kronam is the new ninja. He's as strong as ninja, so nobody much talking about it. I have a video on him and Jamarsa. We'll go to the epics in a sec. So he keeps like just proccing that HP burns and activating the damage. Basically, what does he do? For those who don't know Kronam yet, he's not being talking about much. I have a dedicated video on him and Jamarsa. Go check it. But the thing is that he puts HP burns on all enemies, and then he just like activates it for a bunch of damage on everyone. Whether it's a wave or a boss, he's great at doing this. And his A1 increase the duration of a random debuff, at least his HP burn. Build him tanky in regen because he just needs accuracy to place these. He doesn't need crit rate, crit damage, or attack. Just tanky in with accuracy, and he will keep proccing damage all day long. So that's Kronam. I don't want to spend too long talking about the champs. What's good about Contra? Contra can place debuffs on weak hits. She's one of very few champs in the game that can do this. And then I think, so you see this part, heals this champion, but 1250 HP each time a debuff expires. And she places a ton of debuffs. Put her in a toxic set even for even more debuffs. And then she keeps healing herself without even wearing like lifesteal or regen. She's great as a spider tank. She's great for faction wars. Elder Scars is a very strong damage dealer. Valk is Valk, great shields and counter attack. She can carry the team here. Rorik is okay. He was a fusion back then. Raf Matab was a guaranteed Lego. I don't remember if he was from Sacreds or Ancients. But yeah, he was a guaranteed Lego back then. The Avoid Epics here, all of them are very strong. Turvold, damage dealer. Orsoga, one of the best support for her team. Yakar, very strong damage dealer, applies also freezes, which is great CC. And Tuhanarok, great support for the team. So these are the Legos. Yes, these are Legos, but at least two of the strongest ones are guaranteed. Let's say that you won't have Kronam, Cell can carry you there, so you'll have Cell as a guaranteed one. Let's go into the epics and talk about the good options there. So, Aina, strong damage dealer. Jotun can do some damage, Jotun, but the thing is, they buffed him a couple of times, he's still not good. Sikara, strong damage dealer. Atur, okay. Armina can be okay as support. Personally, like, some people rate her higher than I do. So she's okay. If you're lacking support, if you need a second support besides Cell, you can build Armina. Alika is, yeah, good damage dealer. Teshada now is sort of a sleeper in this faction, and I'll tell you why. So she got speed in faction crypts if you want your champs to go a bit fast. She can revive an ally with a 3-turn cooldown and heals all allies. So this is good. If your champs are not strong enough, build Teshada and like let's say at level 50 with loads of HP fast, and she will keep helping Cell with the revives and heals. And then she puts weaken, she's defense based, so she got good defense and attacks one enemy, puts increase defense on herself. So I think Teshada is a sleeper, only at level 50, don't max her out. Kalia, Maeve, good damage dealers. Now let's go to Jumarsa. Jumarsa actually, and that's why this faction is so easy. Even if you don't have 6 friends who play till level 50, if you have 3 friends who play till level 10, that's combined as like an hour of gameplay. You'll get Jumarsa. What does she have? She can decrease the cooldown for allies. She can decrease the cooldown of Cell, of the revive, of the stuns. Revives all dead allies with 30% HP and turn meter. Heals target ally, so single target heal. And she has great synergy with Kronam. I won't talk about it here. Have a dedicated video on this. And she can put sleep or decrease speed on the enemy team. You can use her as 52. Cell should be 60. If you have Cell, you must 60 her. So, but the thing is, between that revive, heals, and builder, of course, in regen or immortal, between Jumarsa, who is guaranteed, and Cell of the Drake, who is guaranteed, you put any 3 damage dealers that you have from that faction, even a War Maiden, and you'll beat it. Put Soulbound Boy. We'll come to the rares in a sec, but let me continue here. Wood Painted, no, I don't like her. High Katoon, another great option if you're lacking speed and turn meter boosters. I've never got to build High Katoon to 60 on my account, but I was using her at 50 in the faction war because she can keep your team going fast and the enemy team slowing down. So yes, and she's your 30 days guaranteed login champ just from login. So if you're lacking anybody else in this faction, you have Cell, you have Jamarsa, you have High Katoon. So you have 2 revivers and healers. Cell also provides control, crowd control, CC, and High Katoon provides speed and turn meter. Also, Cell does that. That's why she's so great. So you just need 2 damage dealers. And that's okay because even if your damage dealers are not strong enough, even if it's a War Maiden, farming her from campaign and maxing her, She will keep doing damage bit by bit till you get it done. Farrakhan the Fat, one of the strongest Allied tag, puts great debuffs out there. If you have Farrakhan, build him to 60 and he will help you there. If you've been playing for a while, Huskarel was a fusion, a fragment fusion that they gave us. Was it end of last year? I don't remember, but he's great because he's defense based, he hits hard, he applies stuns, and he puts increased defense and increased resistance to great buffs on your team. And he has a defense and faction crypts aura, which is one of the preferred ones. Defense or HP over speed because you need the teams to be tanky. So if you have Huskarl, you can like use him at 50 maybe. Who else? Swai is good damage dealer. Sky Touched. She got her uses. I personally don't like her kit. That fear, she puts fear on herself. That's too RNG. Why would I risk it? So anyway, lots of people love her. That's a controversial point, but yeah. So we went through the epics and the good one. Let's go through the rares now because, as I was saying before, generally the rares are much weaker than the epics and legos, of course, and there is very few rares that I recommend building. So Marked is one of these. She puts great buffs on the team, decrease accuracy and decrease defense, small version. Basically, she's here to buff the team. So if you're lacking support on this faction, but we already talked about that you don't, you might use Marked. War Maiden, she's farmable from campaign. Get her books from duplicates, build her to 60, she applies the big version of decreased defense, and she puts some good damage there and some poisons on her A1. So if you have your War Maiden built, then definitely use her for faction wars if you're lacking damage dealers. And I have my War Maiden maxed anyway because you'll need her later on for the rare secret rooms in Doom Tower Hard. So it's a good idea to build your War Maiden anyway, even if you're you don't need her specifically for faction wars. Berserker is one. Berserker, yeah, he's one of the good rares as well because the thing is, he hits hard. I think does he get an? So he ignores a bit of defense. Yeah, grants an extra turn if the target is killed and he hits hard. He's also farmable from campaign, from the same stage like War Maiden. So you get a bunch of copies, book him up, and then you can use him also in the rare rooms in Faction War. Last rare we'll talk about is a good one. Is Soulbound Boyar. Why is she so OP? And I'll show you in a sec how I'm using her. Also for Doom Tower Heart secret rooms, for rares, and for spirit rares. So you'd use her in 2 rooms across the rotations. She has an A1. She's sort of like Cold Heart in depleting the target turn meter 100%. And she has an AoE A1. Put your Soulbound Boyar fast in a stun set, and she will keep stunning everyone. Stun set is RNG. I talked about how powerful it is in Faction Wars. You just need to retry till you get those stuns and you can get it done. But also, if you give her some accuracy, she can deplete the turn meter like Cold Heart. So Soulbound Boyar is great there. That's it. So we talked about the options. Now let's show the runs and then we'll talk about the builds. And while the run is there, I'll speed it up where we don't need to. I'll show you my team. So this is my like in-game team. Why I'm keeping a rare there because of advanced quest, but you don't need to. So let's see. I think I was checking also the lower levels. So nothing in the waves in stages 19 and 20 to worry about there. Did I even... Hold on. Which stage is that? I'm sorry. Let me check again. Come on. Okay, so that's stage 19. So I just wanted to make sure there is no surprises in wave 2. So Barbarian, one of the easiest. Stages 19 and 20, no surprises there. That's why I'm speeding it up. No Thessalias, no Valks, no one to worry about. Yeah, the only recommendation when you're beating this stage, if your team is not strong enough, just focus on Paragon. He will, if he's the only one left, he will keep putting unkillable on himself. That's the famous cheese method. I have a video on it on how to beat Morto on Doom Tower hard. Uh, so he can be very annoying. You'll spend forever beating him, so just kill him first and then focus on everyone else. Okay, now we're going into stage 21. Let's see. So I removing my stronger team. Who I kept here? So I kept these four are 100% free to play guaranteed. From campaign, daily login, 2 from referrals. And I think I'll add High Cartoon. I added Soulbound Boy, but if you put High Cartoon in this spot, this team is 100% free to play, daily login, guaranteed. Everyone will have it. So just replace Soulbound with High Cartoon and you're good to go. Now let's see. Of course, here, like she's doing that boost that makes Cronam go crazy with his burns. Cell of the Drakes applying stuns. War Maiden is straight damage and decreased defense. And then Soulbound Boyer will start stunning everyone. This team is very strong and accessible. That's why I'm saying, even if you have, I'll show you the gear. If your gear is on a lower level, what does that mean? That you'll just need to do more retries, but you're still good to go. If your gear is at a lower level, you can add more epics. I'm trying to go with the most basic budget champs there. Do a couple of tries, add Farrakhan the Fat or anyone else that's good there, and I'll show you a couple of options. I know that my gear level is good, so I'll make that team weaker in the next runs. Like here, wave 1 is just damage. Wave 2, what I recommend there, regardless of the team, you want to focus on the 2 on the left-hand side first. Man-Eater will keep putting Unkillable and block the buffs on the team, so you don't want that. And then Norag will keep putting block buffs on you, and he hits hard. He's defense-based, he's very annoying, and his passive decreases the damage his team is taking. So you see here, because my team is strong, I just didn't care. I just let it run on auto. But if you're doing this on manual, just to beat stage 21, focus on Man-Eater first, then Norag to get through wave 2. I don't think I've even put it on manual, but one of the tricks I keep mentioning there is that when you're almost through wave 2, put it on manual, even if you leave it on auto, and start A1ing to just get all of your skills off cooldown before you get to the boss. Okay, my laptop decided to die on me, so I've restarted it and we're back now. So let's continue from where we stopped. If you notice here, my Soulbound Boyer is too weak because she's just fast and a stun set with accuracy. You see Man-Eater here killed her. I don't care. I have 2 revivers in the team. 2 guaranteed revivers. That's what I keep saying. That's what makes that faction so easy. War Maiden is low in health, no problem. Jamarsa healed her. Cell will keep healing them. And Soulbound Boyer is back, so totally fine there. When you're nearing the end of wave 2, just keep A1ing. Make sure your skills are off cooldown, getting into the boss stage. Okay, so let's do this, and we're up to the boss. Now let's check the boss skills for Barbarians, because like I said, they differ. This boss is so annoying. I'll tell you why now. Attacks 2 random enemies. Each hit places a provoke. So if this random attack gets in your basically your support, Cell of the Drakes or Jamarsa, and keep provoking them, it will prevent them. Well, Cell heals with her passive, but I mean it will prevent them to revive or support the team. So that's annoying, and it's random. It takes just more tries. Let's see what else. True Fear, super annoying. It's hit and miss, 50% for you to lose a turn and put your skills on cooldown. So strategy here is that if you have True Fear, Provoke is coming next. It's so annoying, but try to A1. Don't use your important skill, and that's for everywhere, for arena or everywhere else, till the True Fear wears off. Otherwise, you lose it, and you'll put the skill on cooldown. The boss also applies freezes, so this boss is heavy on CC. How to face him? You need a cleanser. Jamarsa is a cleanser. She can remove those debuffs. Second thing is that you need high resistance. If you don't have these, you just retry. It's a hit and miss. It's all RNG. But if you have good gear, put Jamarsa in high resistance and Cell of the Drake, and you should be fine. Okay. Of course, here Chronum. This is the first run. I'll show you weaker options. My Chronum is in regen, and he's tanky. He will keep doing the damage there. Cell is controlling them with CC. One of the things here when we are checking the skills, this boss does not revive his minions. So if you want an easier time beating the boss, you can just kill the minions first. They keep buffing the boss or debuffing you. So just kill the minions first and you should be okay. Because I trust my team and the builds are a little bit OP for what's needed here. I didn't care about that. I just leave it on auto. I don't target the boss or the minions or anything, and I just leave the team taking care of it. So, yeah. And I'll show you more budget options after this one. Not that this is budget, this is completely accessible to anyone. Probably his level of gear is a little bit high. But you see here, okay. So no problem with this run because we have very solid support. You see the provokes and the freezes slowing me down here, but I have no problem 3-starring it. Again, same recommendation. So something that I said, please watch my first video about Faction Wars where I'm recommending gear sets for non-damage dealing champs, support champs, healers, survivors, immortal or regen. If they need accuracy like Serve the Drakes, that's a one-off, but give them accuracy. For your damage dealers, if you're struggling, put them in lifesteal to keep them healthy. So that's a generic recommendation. And if you're almost killing the boss, like let me just... So, if one of the champs is down, don't bring them up till the boss is almost dead. Because let's say that the boss turn meter is almost full and you revive the champ with half health, the boss hits him again and he's down. So you'll kill the boss, but you won't get the 3 stars. So if you see the boss is like got very low health but high turn meter, don't revive yet. Let him take a hit and then revive and kill him before he gets the next turn. Okay. That's another tip. Okay. I'm trying to make the team more budget here. I'm assuming you don't have referrals, so you don't have Jamarsa or... Okay, I'm just checking that the recording is going. I'm assuming you don't have Jamarsa or Chronem, so I'm replacing them by another 100% guaranteed champ, which is Haikatun. The only champs that might be like you either have him or not is Farakin the Fat. If you have him, is in your clan boss team, for example, or Doom Tower Heart team or whatever, he will be well built, so good there. One of the best allied attack champs, and he's an unvoid epic, so very good chances you'll have him. You'll see here we're also beating the waves with the same speed. We don't have any issue there. Going into wave 2, we're also controlling Man-Eater and Norog to make sure they are not damaging us. Beating them fast, no issue at all there. I don't even put it on manual or anything because also I trust my builds here. So my only support in this team is Cell of the Drakes, and that's what I wanted to show you with this run. Everybody else is in weaker builds and they are more or less damage dealers or speed control. So with the fears, with the provokes, with everything happening, can I still 3-star it? The answer is yes. This is a recording, but yeah, we'll see it now. So, and now I'm paranoid. I keep checking the recording because my laptop is acting funny. Okay, so as you see here, between Soulbond's stuns and Cell of the Drake stuns, people fall, Cell bring them up in the right time, even with provokes feed through fear and freezes, I don't care. Cell is strong enough to keep everyone going. Cell deserves your best relentless gear, unless you have, of course, other OP champs, but yeah. Like, she's not in my best relentless gear, but she's one of the best. I'll show you the build in a minute, and you don't need that level, but yeah. Having her in some of your best gear will help you everywhere in the game, even in Arena, if you're struggling there. So, 3 stars. Back to the game. So, let's check the builds for the champs that we've just seen. Let's see whom I have up here and whom I'll need to bring out of the vault. So, Cell of the Drakes, where's my cell? Okay, maybe it's easier to just arrange them by faction and go to the Barbarians. Okay, here we go. So, Cronam, as I said, Cronam's preferred build. This is an overkill, so you need lower stats, but regen and immortal, just give him accuracy. Again, this is an overkill. You don't need that level of accuracy or resistance. I was trying to build him for Ice Golem, speed. What are you aiming at? Let's say that you're just doing this for faction wars. 40-50k HP, 2.5k defense, 200 speed, 200 accuracy. If you get these stats, even the masteries, if you note here, I didn't even give him any damage dealing masteries. His damage is based on his HP burns. So give him either accuracy or resistance, depending on what you need. But this is an in-game build for Cronam. Okay? Cell of the Drakes, like I said, in one of my best Relentless and Immortal. Actually, this is not one of my best anymore. But yeah, it's a decent one. 50k HP is okay. Give her even more. 4k defense. Give her even more. She can do damage. Fast. If you give her some crit rate and crit damage, not mandatory. Last of your worries, but she can do a bit of damage. And accuracy and resistance. So this is for Doom Tower Heart. But again, if we're talking only faction wars, Relentless and Immortal, in my opinion, is the best sets for Cell. 50-60k HP, 4k defense because she's defense based, 200 speed, 200 accuracy, and you're good there. My Cell used to be in damage dealing masteries. I reset her when I'm like later on in the game. How I built her, or what's my thought process behind the masteries? I'm increasing her heals. I'm increasing the durations of her decreased speed and the duration of her increased speed. I'm trying to refresh her skills faster, and then I give her like the defense tree. This is like level 6 is the most important one, because what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to increase the probability of her stuns. And I have a blessing for her. I don't even know what should I put on her, but yeah, we'll talk about this maybe in a different video. Contra, I've never used Contra here, but like I said, Contra in Toxic is very good because of her skill. She applies so many skills, and if she applies a certain number, she can also put Provoke. So Toxic will give you basically a couple of additional debuffs to put there. What does she need? Tanky. She's defense based, so 5k defense. If you can give her like 50k HP, that would be good. Fast, 200 speed if you can. Lots of accuracy, and that's it. But that's my Contra build. I don't even use her. I tried her in Hydra, but yeah, I can't make it work yet in Hydra. And I have better options. Farrakhan the Fat is in Lifesteal, which is good for him in Clan Boss. This is pretty low HP. You need him at least to be 30k HP. 2.4k defense is okay. We don't care about his attack. He's not doing damage based on his attack. You need him to be 200 speed, and then that's an overkill in accuracy. He needs only like 200, so yeah. But this is leftover gear, like even like those boots are not even rolled. So yeah, but that's what you need in Farrakhan the Fat. Jamarsa, she used to be in Bolster and Immortal, which is okay. She did even that without the shield, but both Bolster and Immortal, or Shield, or Regen and Immortal, or All Immortal. Any heal regenerating health set is good for her. That's a bit of an overkill. I would say 50k HP would be good enough for faction wars. Its defense is not that high. Give her like 3k defense if you're depending on her. 200 speed is good. 200 resistance is good, but yeah, that's all she needs. Health, defense, fast. That's it. War Maiden. My War Maiden is in Lifesteal, which is good for the secret rooms as well, to remain healthy. 30k HP, that's barely what's needed, and 2k defense. 200 defense speed if you can have it, and 250 or whatever accuracy is okay. If you can give her crit rate and crit damage after all of these, she can do some damage. So, but that's her build. Let's quickly check the builds of High Katoon and Soulbone Boyer before my laptop hangs again, because it will do that. Okay, Soulbone Boyer. Immortal is an add-on to stun, but the main thing is that fast, 200 or more speed in a stun set. If you can give her accuracy, if you can give her some HP and defense to like survive a little bit, that's fine. Masteries wise, all you care about is get to that stun. So that's Soulbone Boyer. And as I said, she's not a bad investment because you'll use her in faction wars if you need her, and in at least two of the secret rooms, if I remember correctly. You have the rare secret room, rare attack, she's attack. So actually three. You have rare attack and you have the rare spirit. So anyway, she's a good investment. Now let's go check High Katoon. And like I said, I never built mine. She's in random gear. It's not even rolled up. But what's important about High Katoon's build, if you're using her there, fast with accuracy. Like I don't even have proper accuracy on her. What are you aiming for with High Katoon? 200 speed, 200 accuracy. The more speed, the more accuracy, the better for her. If you're using her elsewhere, like in Doom Tower or Arena or whatever, but for faction war purposes, level 50, 200 and 200 is more than enough. She can do a bit of damage if you give her damage stats. But yeah, that's it. I won't drag this any longer. My laptop won't allow me anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one to talk about another faction. Thank you.